Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
2.
Bells and belts. What's going on, baby? It's Wednesday night, and y'all are in the right spot. You're here for Bells and Belts, you lucky devils. I'm here with my tag team partners, JD, Man Up, and Joey. Gentlemen, good evening to you all.
What's up?
What's going on,
man? Shoot, hey, there's a lot of freaking stuff going on, man, in this whole crazy freaking wrestling business, ain't it?
Man, I'm excited. I got to say, I'm really excited for the monthly Melee next week.
Oh, man, yeah, you're not going to want to miss the Melee next week.
I mean, who saw it coming? Who saw the return of the greatest legend, R-Truth?
Oh my God! Dude, I mean, exactly.
Yeah.
I could.
Don't sleep on the. Don't sleep on those jelly donut on those jelly rolls.
Jelly rolls, man. Hey, with extra powdered sugar, dude. Hey, we're not gonna spoil it, but we're gonna cover that. We're gonna talk about that next week. So, for you with y'all jelly roll fetishes, next week is y'all show. I'm telling you, y'all are. We're here for
Narek Jobber's in the house tonight.
Narek Jobber's in the house tonight. So
that generic, I'm going to say this live on air, man. That video you posted in Bells and Belts this week was fire.
Yeah. That was amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. We're doing a little something new, you guys. First off, if you're watching us on YouTube, Bells and Belts, Facebook group or Champions Bell Club group, we thank you for watching, and tuning in and whatnot. We're doing a little something new this tonight. A little something we like to call this or that. So what's going to happen is we're going to throw some pictures on the screen, and each panel member is going to choose whether they prefer this or that. You can get with this, so you can get with that. You can get with this. Y'all know the song. Y'all know the song. Or you might not know the song. If you don't, it's okay. Okay.
It sounds like it's starting to go into the R-Truth song too. Better go get with this, because this is where it's at. What's up?
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
No, so much no.
Exactly. Black sheep up in this place.
Hold on. Go ahead and ring that bell.
Oh, I had it ready. I got distracted by the comment. I got distracted by the comment. I was going. If we do this again, we're gonna have that sound clip for the show. But we're trying out this new format. We hope you guys like it, and we definitely want your feedback as to which one that you prefer. And we're gonna go and get started with my first one, JD. The theme for tonight's show is we're doing baby faces and heels, and you'll kind of see as to how we progress throughout the show. We first going to start off with baby faces and which one that we prefer in regards to the two graphics. So JD, go ahead and bring up mine. I got two baby faces that I'm bringing up who are synonymous for being baby faces, and here we are. So we have Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Ricky Morton from the Rock and Roll Express, two prominent baby faces, who were very hot in the 80s. But gentlemen, do you prefer this being Ricky Steamboat or that Ricky Morton? And we'll go ahead and start with JD.
Ooh, man. So big fan of both wrestlers. So it's a tough choice. This feels like a Friday fantasy poll.
I know.
Yeah, it's tough. I like them for different reasons. love Steamboat for his work rate in the ring and his skill set and his charisma, and loved his run with Rick in the NWA. Loved his run with Randy in the WWF, and with Jake Roberts as well. Before that, Ricky Morton, one of the best tag team wrestlers of all time. A great technical wrestler as well. Didn't always get to featured as much as some of the singles wrestlers, but still really well respected. For me, I think I probably would have to give the nudge to Steamboat.
Okay.
If I was going to pick between the two of them, only because I think he got a better chance to sort of show off his range of skills in sort of the trajectory of his career. Okay. Maybe a little bit more than Ricky. Respect them both a lot, but I think I'd have to lean towards Steamboat.
All right. Appreciate that. Man up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go and get straight to it. I'm gonna say Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Okay.
I mean, I love Ricky, and I love it. I think he was in the WWE when he brought out that Komodo dragon and stuff like that. I thought that was just that was cool when he had I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's when he had the feud with Jake the Snake.
It was.
I had to think about it. But yeah, so I'm gonna just go ahead and straight say Ricky Dragon Steamboat. I am more familiar with him and his work.
Okay.
And everything that Jason just said, his charisma, his style, the way he connected, and it was just awesome to me.
Okay, good deal. JD, hold the comments till we get towards the end of the panel. Sure. Joey.
Man, this is a good one. You came up
right off the bat. Setting the stage for the show, Joey.
I'm gonna go with Steamboat, and the reason is, and let me give props to Morton.
Absolutely.
Everything you love about tandem tag team wrestling, everything you loved about the Rockers, the Hardy Boys, hell, the Dudley Boys, and all these guys, they all got it from Ricky Morton.
Right.
As far as knowing how to put stuff together in tag team matches. But let me say Steamboat would have been, I give Steamboat the edge because I've never seen, there was never anybody in the history of professional wrestling to this day, in my opinion, that was better with in-ring psychology than Ricky Steamboat as a babyface. Steamboat, I heard Shane Douglas talking about it the other day, and we all know Shane, had that hot tag team with Ricky there for that year. And they were the unified tag team champions in WCW, and they worked with the Hollywood Blondes, and they were talking about all three of them, Pillman, Austin, and Douglas, all kind of being under that learning tree of Steamboat in that feud, and how amazing it is, and how everybody else, couldn't understand why Steamboat would tease the hot tag like he would, but not give it to you. And he could sell it, and he could keep selling it, and he could keep doing it. And that kind of stuff right there is those serious nuances, those things that in-ring psychology that is absent today. Steamboat can make it happen at any level, mid-card, main event, singles, tag team matches. That's something Ricky Morton couldn't do. Ricky Morton could do it. He could get sympathy like nobody's business.
Exactly.
He couldn't do it as a single on the level of Ricky Steamboat.
Exactly. Sure. I chose Steamboat. I chose Steamboat as well. But that point that you brought up, Joey, as well. Both if you're a baby face, there should be chapters for both of these men in regards to how a baby face sells, how a baby face.
These guys were life career long faces. I mean, Steamboat never wrestled heel.
Morton did when he with the York Foundation.
Yeah, sure.
That was awful too.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was awful heel.
Yeah. But Steamboat never wrestled.
Steamboat and Tito Santana are the only ones that I know of who've had a long career as baby faces. So but my Steamboat for me as well. Outside of the guy who's on my wall back there, he's my favorite wrestler. So
yeah.
But so Rick, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So this is this or that, and when each one of our panel members have put up on one as well. So we're gonna move on to the next one. What we got in the chat in regards to
Yeah, absolutely. So we had generic. Jobber letting us know that Steamboat is his choice, was more versatile in a singles or tag team role. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's a great point. We do have Nesha in the house tonight. Unfortunately,
Nesha, what's going on?
Is not recognizing her.
You might have to read.
Yeah. I was looking at that, and I want to say sometimes Facebook do have issues. So if you're having problems, that's the reason why sometimes
StreamYard just might have forgot her. You might have cleaned up your cookies or something.
I was just going to say that. Make sure StreamYard knows you, or if you're still having problems, you can always go to YouTube.
Exactly.
And of course, Antonio Mendoza, the leather man, is in the house.
Absolutely. So keep those comments going, guys. Then we're gonna come into our next one. JD, you're up with yours.
So kind of piggybacking off of Cedric's thinking, when Cedric posed the concept to us in our chat, and I was thinking, geez, faces, who are faces? And I kind of was thinking along the lines of Steamboat originally, and thinking, well, he's a great choice. He's an obvious choice. Who else could you consider sort of like career-long faces that sort of made face wrestling as a face sort of an art form,
right?
And I went with these two because I don't just think of them as being faces in a public sense and in the ring, but also faces for the company, meaning that these are both two people that I think would be considered company men for their promotions. And I'm talking, of course, about Sting and John Cena.
Okay.
So, and why I say that is I realize that John Cena, of course, has wrestled as a heel previous to his mega run with the WWF.
Sure.
But since that transition, never really ever transitioned back. Even when the fans tried to flip him, right, he refused to go. And Sting was the face cornerstone of WCW through most of the Attitude Era, but certainly even before that with Surfer Sting and all of the work he did. Realizing, of course, that he did wrestle as heel before that in the UWF, but once he got established in the NWA and WCW, he pretty much stayed face from that point on. And I think these guys have. I mean, Sting really hasn't wrestled heel since that. Neither has Cena either. And again, these are guys that the companies have built around both of these guys, and have. Whether they were in the world title picture or not, they were always going to be that face that was challenging, or the face that was chasing. So,
okay, yeah, all right, man up. Do you prefer this or do you prefer that?
Man, while he was talking, I was sitting there just thinking. Damn.
Somebody's just asking, Joker Sting in TNA was a heel? No, I didn't perceive
even Main Event Mafia Sting was a baby face in a group full of heels.
Yeah, it was a group of yeah. He's never really and also in the Wolfpack, he's never really ever wrestled as heel since then. So
okay. Man up.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just mighty mo. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say Sting. I'm gonna say Sting.
You gonna say Sting?
The reason why, and I love John Cena. Don't get me wrong, John Cena is the man. I give him that. But the reason why I'm gonna say Sting is because, like Jason said, I think it was a short time that he was a heel. But a lot of times with this Crow gimmick, with the Crow stinger and all that stuff, whatever you want to call it, this man has transcended WCW. He was a company man. He loved what he was doing. I think he got started in the business in his mid-20s, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Yeah. But this, oh my goodness. This is just so hard, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Sting. I'm just gonna say Sting.
Good deal. Joe, you want me to go first, or you want to go ahead and go?
No, I'll try to get mine in real quick.
Okay.
100% Sting, because I'm going to go ahead and say it. John Cena wasn't a babyface to me. He never
No?
was. He had no. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call a spade here.
Okay.
John Cena didn't have any in-ring psychology. He was a guy that was good because of the people putting him over, and that was it to me. And I never saw John Cena sell like a babyface. I never really saw sympathy put on him. I never really saw any of that. I saw Super Cena, the guy that just could not be beat for the most part. They basically made him Superman. And he was very lucky to work with people like Triple H and Randy Orton, guys that were really strong heels, that you were so into them as heels that it made him over as a babyface. Just beating everyone doesn't make you a great babyface. That's what I'm going to say with that. And for that reason, Sting was great, a great babyface, great psychology in the ring. Mm-hmm. You know, you look at the feuds with Vader or any of the great heels he worked with, he knew, even being a good sized guy himself, he knew how to make the heel, make him look good as a babyface, and he knew how to take that, and he knew how to get the psychology.
Okay, good take. Even up until you was talking, I was still undecided, and that's what I love about this format. Is like we're putting each other on the spot. We got to make this quick decision. Man up just felt it and whatnot. So absolutely, I'm gonna go with Sting as well. You all covered a lot as well. Sting from the Mid-South days to the match with Flair and that trajectory. Couldn't even get the word out. That trajectory just kept going up until when he finally won the world title in 1990, and he has a freaking look back. Absolutely. JD.
I ended up going with Sting myself as well, and like I'm a bigger fan of Cena's work outside of the ring than I am of his work in the ring. I think what he represented, and I think the work he did with kids, the work he did
absolutely
Make-A-Wish, the community. I mean, he is the architect of a generous celebrity figure for sure. And I appreciate that. I don't disagree with what Joey said about Cena. I don't. I think it was that was where we were in the PG era with wrestling at that time. But you know, I mean, he was positioned as like his work or not, he was in that position. From a WWE style perspective, he was in that position. Sting to me is like a Steamboat. I know he had his heel run in the UWF, but he spent the majority of his career working face, understood the psychology, and it was a really versatile wrestler that could work with anybody. And so huge respect.
Absolutely. All right.
Joey, you're going to be fighting with somebody apparently. So
exactly.
Be ready.
I think you're going to be fighting with Nesha.
Well, abs don't make you be a good baby face. That's all I'm going to say.
With that, let's go ahead and bring up Joey's.
All right. This was a tough one.
Okay.
I went with two guys I wanted to compare because let's be honest, Magnum TA was the hot baby face in Crockett.
He was.
And then his unfortunate car accident made way for Sting to become, in my opinion, that top baby face and grow to that. So it's always one of those what ifs, because if Magnum TA had never been in that wreck, would Sting have ever reached the level but that's another conversation.
Yeah.
So to me, it's this or that here with Sting and Magnum TA, two great baby faces in my opinion.
And I will go and get this started. I'm gonna go with that. Magnum TA was freaking hot. He was the number one baby face in the wrestling business. And I'm going back to in Mid-South as well.
Early 80s.
Exactly. Yeah. This was the time Magnum PI was huge. He was a good knockoff of Magnum PI. Tom Selleck, yeah. So it freaking worked. He was over. He was over like freaking Rover.
Andre gave him that name, by the way. Andre, he was driving Andre around in the territory. Andre thought he looked like Selleck and suggested he incorporate it into his gimmick.
Yeah, TA's name Terry Allen, and it was off to the freaking races. He was definitely poised to be the world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went with that. I'm going with that. JD.
Huge fan. It feels like Friday fantasy poll. Like you have to choose.
No,
exactly, man. On the spot, didn't I?
I'll tell. This is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that they're both. They were. I think it kind of in the context of the wrestlers, you have to kind of look at the context of the company that they were working in at the time and the era that they were in. I think Magnum TA, if he hadn't gotten hurt, was the perfect man to take the title in the NWA Crockett promotion. I think he was perfect. Do I think that he would have been the perfect world champion in WCW in the early 90s? Maybe not. Maybe not. I think Sting was represented where wrestling was going.
Okay.
And I think Magnum was sort of where wrestling was. Okay. And I think it depends on that, where, like, depending on where your taste lies on where wrestling ended up going as opposed to where it was at that time period, that probably affects your decision. I'm a bit of a history nut, and I love that old territory style of wrestling. So I probably in this case would gravitate towards Magnum TA and go with that, simply because I love that time period and I loved the programs that he was in. I loved who he was wrestling. I loved how they booked him. I think he was one of the better booked wrestlers in that time period, without question. That Nikita Koloff best of 3 series was just one of the best things I've ever seen, without question. And the fact that he didn't win it made it even better. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with that in this case, but again, with a nod to Sting, understanding that he was representing where it was going,
right,
as opposed to where it was, which was more that corporate sort of, they were going to stop appealing to adults and they were going to start appealing to kids, and they were going to start appealing to teens and kids, and that's where Sting got his push from. So
awesome, man up.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go and say Sting. I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
Because I love the career of Sting, and like I said before, I am more of a fan of the Crow Sting than the Surfer, but I'm still a huge fan of him. So I gotta go with Sting.
All right. And what do we got out there, JD? Do we have some disses, or do we have?
Well, I didn't even give you my actual opinion on it.
Oh,
go for it.
I'm sorry. Yours.
I'm gonna throw it. This is a tough one, and I'm really split down the middle. I'm only going to give the nod to Sting,
okay,
because Sting made it to a level Magnum TA did not get the opportunity to make the level to.
Okay,
and so for me, so much of my childhood was that Sting right there in that picture.
Sure.
And such a big deal to me, but God, man, it is like 51-49 split. Like,
I love it.
Such a great appreciator of Magnum TA too, and that's why I had to include him on here, because when I think of great baby faces, dude,
yeah, exactly. All right. What
we see it? Nesha's, let's say in '80s was a great time. Yes, it was. It was the time in wrestling, in my opinion. So
80s and 90s to me.
But that's my generation. So Sting for Nesha. There you go. Surfer Sting was the epitome of over and excitable for young wrestling fans. Yeah, man. I mean, his picture on the video cassette pulled me into the NWA originally. Like it was those, like when you saw the Road Warriors and you saw Sting and you're a kid, like how do you not?
Exactly.
How do you not get pulled into that? So
absolutely. Yeah. All right, man up. You're up.
Okay, now before I get started, let me go ahead and say this here. When the concept of this show was being thrown out, I was all over the place. I was like, huh? It didn't resonate with me at first.
Okay.
But I finally caught on to it, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the two that I got.
Okay.
And the reason why I chose these two is because these were some hot baby faces at a time. And now I know a lot of people might be more familiar with one than the other for various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go ahead and give my thought on
No, you give your thoughts at the end.
Okay.
We'll go ahead. We work the panel. Joey.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to get into too much detail. I'm going to go ahead and say Stone Cold Steve Austin, easy all day.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with that. With The Rock. Definitely. JD.
I'm gonna go with and it's tough. I'm gonna say this. I don't think either of them really ever actually worked face. I think they were working cool heel the whole time. I don't think, and so what I mean by cool heel is they were wrestling like heels. They just were, everything they were doing was just over and popular. And so
except in that match with Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13.
Yes,
Austin was a straight up baby face at the end of that match.
Yeah, he was for
that's
5
why
minutes.
one reason I give him the edge.
for 5 minutes while he was bleeding on the canvas, he was definitely working. He was definitely working face, but I would argue that I don't think Austin ever really worked face. I think Austin worked heel. I think the audience flipped him. I think that was the Attitude Era. I think it was the era of sort of cheering bad behavior and cheering people that acted out and kind of didn't give a shit. And I think that's what he worked. And I think the same for The Rock. He found himself in the Nation of Domination. He realized that attitude got him over, and that's pretty much the persona he worked. Now, since then, with his Hollywood career and his sort of public image, he's worked maybe a little more face than he would have in the past. So for that reason, if I had to choose which wrestler I prefer to watch, Austin all day. I'm an Austin guy for sure. But in terms of people that actually worked face in the ring, Rock in his late career, maybe you could position as that. But I mean, even when he was wrestling Hogan in the WrestleMania match, the audience flipped him to heel immediately. So because he's always walked that line right between popular and heel. So
absolutely. All right.
So is that an answer, or is that me being a politician and not really saying?
I'll let y'all decide. I really love it, man. I appreciate it. Man, go ahead.
Did you give yours yet?
I already did. I said The Rock.
Okay. All right. Me, I'm gonna say Austin.
Okay.
And the reason why is because I think he brought the WWF, at that time out of the grave. And I think the only reason, well, I ain't gonna say the only reason, but one of the reasons why The Rock had transcended to where he is because Austin had got injured. So they needed someone to be the face to Triple H and all these other guys. So that's why I'm gonna say Austin.
Okay. All right. Good deal. All right, JD, what we got out there?
Two of my favorites. Can't choose. Nesha says. And
must choose.
I think Generic is saying this. Austin, bad behavior ruled. Absolutely.
Okay. Good deal. All right, guys. So we had our baby faces. Now we're gonna flip the script and we're gonna do the heels and we're gonna go get started. I'm going old school with this one. And we're at 30 minutes, gentlemen.
Perfect time.
All right, so I'm gonna go and bring up mine. I'm going old school with this one. Guys who are notorious for being heels, and being nasty, mean guys. Ooh. I got Abdullah the Butcher and the Sheik. So let's go ahead and get this party started, Joey.
If we're counting giving somebody Hep C, then Abby's a better heel.
Damn it!
In real life.
In real life, but no, the Sheik, hands down, the Sheik. Golly, I mean, yes, both are known for carving you up, but for me, looking at the heel heat level and everything, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with the Sheik.
Yes, absolutely. JD.
I'm going to go with the Sheik because I think that a good heel has to have intention. and I think the Sheik's work was more psychological and was more cerebral. And I think Abbey was a force of nature. He was he was who you brought into the territory to just create chaos and stir things up and make things like, kind of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
The Sheik was somebody you brought into your territory if you wanted to create threat.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted that antagonist position, and I think that's quintessentially what makes a great heel in the ring. So
awesome, man up.
I'm gonna say the Sheik as well too, because I do believe that the Sheik lived that gimmick. He actually wanted you to hate him. He wanted you to. I don't know, but I'm gonna just say the Sheik.
Okay, good deal. I'm gonna say the Sheik as well. They made a freaking video. They made a freaking video of it. The Sheik is close to my heart. He ran big time wrestling out of Detroit, my hometown. And they did a whole. If you haven't seen, I Love to Hurt People. I believe it's still on YouTube. They chronicalized the Sheik carving up people, maiming folks and whatnot. The whole Stop the Sheik thing. It was freaking huge. This dude with, like the NWA World Champions. This dude was going all around the territories as well as that madman and that freaking attraction. And he freaking drew as a freaking heel. So. I got the Sheik, so I love
nice. Nessa says Sheik easy. He lived his gimmick.
Like Man Up said, yep.
Yeah, this Abdullah the Butcher for me, both are legendary, but Abbey in Japan was just
absolutely. Both sides, man. I love it.
And Nesha agrees with Man Up.
Awesome,
Yeah.
Good deal.
We're getting worried about you, Nesha.
Exactly.
He made a good point.
Don't encourage that, Joey. Man up is naturally genetically wrong.
Now we're
right this time.
Emotional damage.
We're gonna go to heels. So that's Cedric's. We in heels, excuse me.
Cedric's getting a little heely on us.
Yeah, and Cedric is the heel, if y'all haven't noticed.
Not really.
He's the heel of the show.
A good heel never thinks of the heel, though, Cedric. It's all good. All
right, JD.
Somebody said no, he's not. LOL. All right, this is going to be controversial. This is going to make Joey sigh, but I'm putting it up here. So here we go.
Ooh.
Man,
Joey is first. Joey is first on this one.
Yeah. Now you cannot argue.
Joey is first on this one.
No, don't say nothing, Jason. Don't say nothing, Jason. Just go ahead, Joey.
Just go, Joey. Just go.
Joey.
Are we?
Hedrick,
are we talking about just in ring or in real life?
I did this one for Joey.
Nice. Actually, no. Yeah. Joey. Yeah, go ahead, Joey. Joey's gonna take up the time. Go ahead. Joey,
I'm trying to think about this. I'm trying to think about this. Move on. Come back to me because I'm going to think about it.
Oh gosh.
Oh, worth it. So worth it.
All right, go ahead, Jason.
No, I got to go last. So you guys go ahead.
Okay.
Man up real quick.
Ric Flair all day
Ric Flair.
long. All day long. I ain't got to say nothing. Ric Flair.
I can. I'm gonna say McMahon, and the only reason I'm gonna say McMahon because Ric Flair as a freaking heel, you still want the freaking like, damn, I hate him, but I want to be him. And this man in the heel context in ring whatnot. What was the establishment in 1996, 1997 that everybody was fighting against, and Austin, him and Austin, whatnot. So, and I'm gonna go with McMahon. I'm gonna go with McMahon.
I'm actually going to agree and go with Vince McMahon.
Okay.
Whoa.
Because Ric Flair,
like you just made a great point, and that's kind of what was in my head right before you went.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Flair. Okay, let me say this: Vince McMahon is not a better heel than Ric Flair.
Exactly.
But I will
You
give
are
him
fake
credit
news.
because he was extremely believable in the role. And to me, Flair again was the cool heel, and he was the guy that, even when like he did Horseman stuff and he turned on Sting a bunch of times, and I dug it. I dug what he was doing.
Hey, when he said, "I'm gonna be at the Marriott in downtown Atlanta," you're like, "I want to party with him and find out what the hell's going on," because like this is Ric Flair.
I want to party in Atlanta.
with Ric Flair. It's like I didn't want to beat him up. I'm like, damn.
And I'm just sitting there like, dude, Sting, you didn't see this coming? Come on. How many times he turned on Sting? My God.
Oh my God. Jeez, guys. Oh, all right, JD.
I actually went with McMahon in my choice, and the reason why I didn't know how everybody else was going to feel about it, but
sure.
I'm gonna harken back to what I said about Austin earlier. Austin never really ever worked face from my perspective. He was always walking that line of the cool heel, and that I think
even in the Terry Funk.
I think so.
Even the Terry Funk, and even rewind and going back to 83, with Harley, because with that whole freaking lead up, that by the way, that was kind of similar in ways in regard to how it was on that story though.
But those are very special opponents. Now let's be honest.
But for a heel like Flair, who was sort of the architect of the cool heel persona, right, that we were just talking about, that's what a lot of people ran with in the 90s, was this idea that I'm gonna do heel things, but they're gonna be so cool that people are gonna cheer for me, and I'm gonna still sell a lot of merchandise, and I'm still gonna get over. And I think that people undervalue how important McMahon was to that dynamic with Austin, who was really only ever working heel, to be able to sort of make him position him to make him look like a face and look like he's getting sympathy is actually really pretty impressive psychology when you think about it, because I mean, Austin wasn't really ever working face. He was always working kind of heel. And McMahon like killed himself to get him over and to make that to continue to build that momentum and that energy. And I you got to give it up. He was at that time probably one of the best heels in the business.
Absolutely. I got to look back and look at Pro Wrestling Illustrated. I want to say Vince McMahon won most hated of the year
for sure.
So
I think he won twice, if I'm not mistaken.
So I gotta go back and look at it. But yeah, that's it. That's Impact right there. Scott, good evening. I see you.
There's Scott Aaron. Hey, you doing, buddy?
You catch us you catch us in the middle of this or that. What do we have out there for this one there, JD?
Let's see. We got I think Generic is telling us Flair all day long.
Okay.
Very nice. Good choice. Nesha said Flair, hard choice. Choice.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I know we got more than Nesha and Generic Jobber out there, so make sure that you all drop it in the comments.
Yeah, drop in the comments. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear it.
Exactly. Do you prefer this or do you prefer that? But with that going said, we're gonna go with Joey's.
All right. I went with two very different choices here, but two great heels that kind of parallel each other to a degree in the way they were presented as heels. And go ahead and cue that up. I got Ravishing Rick Rude and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels.
Man, okay.
And I like that he got a picture of heel Shawn Michaels too.
Yes.
Because that was a magical time for Shawn. Let's be honest.
It was. Right from freaking throwing. Let me correct that. But going all the way back to when Jannetty jumped through the barbershop window, and establishing that, because Shawn didn't throw him. Jannetty jumped through that window. Bobby Heenan said so. You saw that? I mean, I'm just saying. But that whole presentation with whole presentation with Sherry. I dug it. That was monumental in the development of Shawn Michaels. But I'm giving the nod to Ravishing Rick Rude because he had the body that all of us freaking wanted, and he flaunted that. He's like, I'm gonna flaunt my body, and I'm gonna take your woman, and you ain't gonna do shit about it. That's Ravishing Rick Rude. If that ain't a damn heel, damn it, I don't know what is. Ravishing Rick Rude for me.
Okay.
JD.
Man, that's tough.
Yeah, I know.
It's tough.
Are you still recalling Shawn like trying to wipe his butt with the Canadian flag?
No, not at all.
He did do that.
It was when he put it up his nose that it really pissed me off. But it was no. It's tough because it's generic. Yeah, I gotta go with. I think I gotta go with Rude, and the reason why is the type of heat that they got. I think Rude. Rude just came off like a real a-hole. Like he just really did. Like he really did. And he made you want to jump the rail. Like he made you want to sort of like he really did. He had that kind of heat when he put Jake Roberts' wife on his tights.
Yes!
The whole presentation, like coming to the ring. Like, I mean, he was a-hole, right? The minute he stepped through the curtain.
Absolutely.
It was just, it was so good. It was real. I mean, it was just everything he did, and you could tell that Heenan had a huge influence on his presentation and the way that he worked, and then even when he got to WCW, you didn't think it could get any better, or when he left WWF and went to WCW, and it got better. Like he was even more of an a-hole. And a different kind. Like he kind of he kept some of what he did in WWF, but he was a little more aggressive, I would say, a little bit more antagonistic. I like Michaels. I have a huge amount of respect for Michaels and his entire career, for obvious. Who wouldn't? I mean, he's one of the greatest athletes that ever competed in the ring. I think he was a great heel. I think he relied on Sherry a lot during this time period. I think that a lot of his heat came from her more than from him necessarily. I think he was still kind of figuring it out at that time.
Absolutely.
So I think I think it's no mystery that Shawn was difficult backstage and had some issues, and so I think he was naturally a heel. I think it was a good fit for him. So like I'm kind of skirting around the issue, but yeah, I mean, he was a dick, so he was like, it was easy for him to kind of lean into that. But at this time in his career, I feel like he was kind of leaning a little more on Sherry and the people he worked with more than Kerry himself. He got there as he went on, for sure. But I felt like at this time period, he wasn't quite there. Whereas I felt like Rude was firing off on all cylinders. Like he was just, he was just hated. Hated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man up.
I'm gonna say Ravishing Rick Rude only because, like Jason said, when he put Miss Elizabeth on them tights, that did make
Jake Roberts.
Cheryl Roberts.
Cheryl Roberts.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah.
Could you imagine Rude and Randy Savage working a program?
Sorry.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome, though. That would have been awesome.
Did that.
That would have been awesome.
That did make you hate him. And then, like you said, that's because he's in top-notch physical condition. Everybody loves me. That make you, what? Man, get out of here.
Exactly.
And then because there are several wrestlers after him that kind of took his gimmick a little bit. The first one that comes to my mind is Val Venus. That's what makes me want to say Ravishing Rick Rude was a better heel. And I love Shawn Michaels. HBK all day. But a heel, Ravishing Rick Rude.
Absolutely. And I definitely think the epitome of Shawn Michaels' stuff as his heel was a lot of the sophomore stuff he was doing with DX as well. So
DX was heels, yeah.
Exactly. But yeah.
I got to give it. And of course, I love Ravishing Rick Rude, but I've got to give it to Rude because to me, Rude is the Steamboat of heels.
I don't think it's possible for Ravishing Rick Rude to have been a babyface. It just it isn't in him, and you know they always and he's the opposite of Shawn Michaels. He wasn't a dick in behind the scenes, according to what everybody said. Everybody loved Rick. Like he was a hell of a guy. He was a hunter and a fisher, and grew up in Minnesota, and everybody loved him. And he was a family man. He was all this stuff that was not his character at all. But I always go back to also that match with Ricky Steamboat at Beach Blast for the U.S. title.
Sure.
And Rude could not even open his mouth on the microphone because the crowd was so freaking loud booing him. You show me any other guy since then that's gotten that kind of heat. God, dog.
I'm just saying, man. I love it. All right.
And he loved to miss leg day. It's an upper body business, kid.
Love it. Okay. What comments we got out there?
Scott saying he's 50-50 on Sean Rude. That's a tough one, man. Nesha's saying Rude is her pick for sure.
Okay.
Loves both though.
Okay.
Generic. This Rude with his ring intro alone was a natural heat magnet. I mean, he put Jake Roberts' wife on his tights, man.
Exactly.
It was awesome.
I love it.
It was awesome.
Awesome. All right, man up.
Okay, these are two guys that were good heels in my opinion, naturally heels. One of them only wanted to be a heel at first when he really was becoming a main attraction. Go ahead and put mine up. And I love both of these guys. I really do. Y'all know I talk about them a lot. I'm a huge fan of these two.
Okay.
But before I give mine, go ahead.
All right, Joey.
I choose this. I choose Triple H.
Okay.
I ain't going to get too far into it.
Okay.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah. It's like Edge kind of went toward that kind of a psychotic feel for me, whatnot. But Triple H is like the cerebral assassin as well. So it almost kind of mirrored as well. In the grand scheme of heels and whatnot. But I'm a lean towards Triple H. JD.
I'm gonna go with Triple H on this one because he mentored under Ric Flair, and Edge mentored with Hunter. So I think I'm gonna take it back to the source. I think his earlier work was good. I think when he got into that faction with Flair, I think he really sort of became
that next level.
Yeah, he got to that next level as a heel, and I think I think that's a big part of why he's been able to help some of the other people after that in a producing and sort of directing position. I think Edge was a good heel, but I don't think he ever quite tapped into that level. So,
okay,
agreed.
All right, man up.
I'm saying Triple H as well because, like I said before, he even did an interview to where it was Austin and The Rock was the babyface, and he said these guys are going to need somebody to be the bad guy to him. He did not want to be a babyface at first. He only wanted to be a heel. And look at him now. Look at him. I mean, he transcended over, and like Jason said, when he joined Evolution with one of the greatest heels of all time, and Ric Flair, he went up, he skyrocketed. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I told y'all before, y'all heard this before. I love Edge, but I gotta give this to Triple H.
Awesome, good deal. All right, so JD, what we got out there?
Let's see. Nesha can't choose. Too hard. Scott said Triple H, one of the greatest heels of all time. The Game.
Okay, all right. Okay, good.
Generics is Triple H, cerebral assassin. Personal is what got him truly over. Good job. I agree. And like I said earlier with the Sheik, I think good heels have to have that sort of that mental psychology sort of thing going on, or it just doesn't play.
Exactly. And shout out to Generic Jobber. He understands this or that. He put this at the beginning of it. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right. All right. So with 10 minutes left, we got one more that we're gonna get through really quickly. Now this next one is one ones who have done both, who are baby faces or heels. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna choose which one we prefer. Do we prefer their baby face run or their heel run? We're gonna go and get started with mine, and here it is. All right, Barry Windham. He went hard in the paint in his career. He had the run with Rotunda with the tag team titles in WWF. Had a huge run prior to him turning heel on Luger to join the Horsemen. So it's going to be either this or it's going to be that. Let's start. I'm gonna start with Man Up this time, and you know, because I already know where Joey's going. So, I'm gonna start with Man Up.
I'm gonna say this.
I'm gonna say
this.
Okay.
Because I did love that gimmick with him as well too. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go
good deal. JD.
Oh. All day. All day.
All day.
Like I'll tell you this, as a testament to that is about the only face picture of Barry Windham that I could find on the internet. I'm just gonna tell you. Okay. So I think that speaks volumes. I mean, he was so good in that role. I mean, he mentored, again, like I was saying about Triple H mentoring under the learning tree of Ric Flair. He had access to Flair and Tully. Tully was one of the best heels in the territories. He just was. Like, he was one of those, like a Root. He was just a natural a-hole. And people just really wanted, they wanted to jump the rails at him. And Arn, of course, and Ole, and so I mean, they groomed him into a fantastic heel.
Joey,
you heard what he said.
Exactly. He'll Barry. Because the thing was, he went from being the number 2 baby face to one of the like the number 2 heel overnight, literally, and it was freaking seamless when it happened, because freaking it was just natural. He went right into that. Oh, it was a beautiful thing. So he'll Barry. All right, JD, let's check out the comments on that one.
Absolutely. Generic's all about heel Barry Windham changed me because I was such a babyface.
Exactly.
Fan when he got with the Horsemen, next level stuff right there. Yeah.
Exactly.
And Scott loved Windham. Great worker, great runs besides the stalker in WWF.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that one.
Although I will say the babyface run with he and Dustin as WCW tag champs, I did enjoy that. That was probably my favorite babyface Barry Windham.
Yeah, for sure.
Even more than when he was challenging Flair back in '87.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I agree with Joey, because I love that whole second generation kind of sort of turn on it. It was good.
Okay.
Good.
And it really helped Dustin too.
Yes.
It
definitely took Dustin up to a couple of levels.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, JD.
Oh, controversial, but I'm putting it out there.
Do it. Hollywood versus Hulkamania. This or that?
This or that. So are you a kid from the 80s or are you a kid from the 90s, I guess is the question, because it's really a generational thing, right?
This.
Yeah. Are you a Hulkster or are you all about the NWO?
This got me into wrestling. So
there you go.
Granted, that was shocking and whatnot, but this got me into wrestling. So I'm gonna say this.
This got you into wrestling, so you're going with the Hulkster.
Yes.
Right on.
Joey.
But who Joey or Man Up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
When you're NWO, you're NWO. Because it's just too sweet.
Man Up.
Oh man.
Y'all know I hate the NWO, so I gotta say this.
Okay.
And I'm not a Hogan fan at all. But it's this.
But your hatred for the NWO is even more.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I really thought it was so disrespectful and wrong when he spray painted the belt. That was just next level wrong for me.
Oh, really?
I know that's what you're supposed to do as a heel.
Really?
I know that's the things you're supposed to do. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone.
JD.
I mean, I became a fan in the early '80s of wrestling, so I loved that time period. But I think the NWO and Hogan's flip was probably the best heel turn, one of the best heel turns in wrestling history. I think it revitalized wrestling in the '90s.
Show Generic Jabba's comment, because that is a damn good point. Even back to his late WWF run, and going into the like 95 in WCW, it was getting very stale. It was.
Yeah, I mean, even when he took the belt off Yokozuna and that whole late run in the WWF, it was already getting old, and it was clear it was getting played out. And then when he moved over to WCW, there was a bit of interest when he first initially got there, and he had some momentum from that, but that started to wane there too. The NWO and his move to that really sort of, not only did it sort of shock people and put focus on the company and the product, but it also elevated the guys he was working with and made them seem they got an immediate rub off of him. And he was a damn good heel. I mean, he really was a damn good heel. Like Man Up said, it really annoyed people that he spray painted the WCW belt. The idea of portraying a WWF company within WCW, which is how it was initially portrayed until everybody and their dog joined it, was smart booking. So I got to go with NWO Hogan.
Okay, love it. All right, what's those comments that we got out there?
All right, so Hogan is my all-time favorite. Nesha says,
okay,
all right, day long.
Okay,
love it.
Say
Hollywood
your prayers,
Hogan's
take
logo.
steroids.
Yeah. Okay, now me and you gonna fight, Man Up. Nesha said, that's on now. You won her and lost her in one night.
Damn, I love it.
Red and yellow in the 80s to 93, then NWO Hogan from the Incarnation was like a rebirth that Hogan needed for a lame, stale gimmick. I agree completely.
Good deal. Joey, let's get Joey's up.
All right.
Go ahead, throw it up there.
Oh, okay.
And you got to think there were pieces to the heel run. There was the early DDP stuff. Then there was the Jersey Triad, the crap in WWE with the stalking, the Undertaker crap.
Okay,
and but
I dug all that. The mistreatment of Kimberly. In the early development of DDP, I get all that, but that I'm gonna go with that because that was borderline top babyface in WCW during that NWO run.
Yeah,
that was huge. So I'm gonna go with DDP as that baby face.
Nice.
I think you're next.
You want to go Man Up?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this because the heel one, like when he did start Deborah, Undertaker's wife at the time, that was next level when he had that shrine up over in the backstage area, like he was just so in love with.
Oh, you talking about the WWE run?
WWE run, yeah.
Okay.
That heel stuff was just magic. When he was talking, you didn't know who it was. He was taking videos of her, like in between the bushes and stuff like that.
I literally forgot about that.
Yeah, that was next level stuff. So I like that. So I'm gonna say heel.
Yeah, I'm going with this. DDP heel, early WCW days. I thought he was friggin' hilarious. Like I loved every time he came out. I laughed. I thought he was hilarious, man. Yeah, he was so good. It was kind of like Roddy's turn in the NWA down in Mid South. He came in as an announcer and worked for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks as a voice, and then made a flip and just started wrestling. And he was great the way he transitioned from announcing into the ring and the ring work that he was doing. That whole diamond stud gimmick too was awesome with Scott Hall, and I just love that whole Jersey annoying, brash kind of sort of just cigar chomping pain in the ass that he was. I loved it.
All right, Joey.
All right, I got to go with that, and credit to the Macho Man who is behind you, because the Macho Man really took DDP to that next level. That feud they had, those fights they had, the street that didn't they have a street fight, or it might not have been called that, but they fought all over the building. That stuff was magical. Like the first thing was, I heard Hall and Nash were such good friends of his that he got to be the first guy to really touch them. Like nobody was really getting a hold of them. And then he laid him out with diamond cutters, and the crowd went bananas.
Yes, exactly.
And then Macho Man working with him gave him that credibility to become a top babyface. Because if it weren't for somebody like Macho Man taking him and working with him, he'd have never made it that far. And so, but it got him over the matches with Hogan. Tremendous stuff. Yeah. So I do prefer him as a babyface.
Awesome. All right, real quick with the comments there, JD.
Yeah, so we had Nesh saying, "Oh no, another favorite. I can't choose." Nesh is struggling with this format.
I love it.
Generic saying this when DDP dropped Scott Hall with the diamond cutter and not joining the NWA was awesome. Also, his feud with Savage didn't hurt him either.
Exactly.
But that's that, not this.
Yeah. That.
Scott's. I've always liked DDP Battle Bowl champion heel.
That ring,
DDP, rather he's a heel or a face. Man was magic. So
good stuff. All right, man up. Well, last one of the night.
All righty, this to me was a good one because this man is legendary, whether you like his gimmick or not. And this one here is also going to be one at Joey as well.
I didn't know this. I knew it. This gonna be a quick one, Joey.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Joey.
Which one is the babyface picture?
Listen, man. When he told me, I was like, I was doing this. I was like, the man never really worked face. No,
he never really worked heel. He's not a heel.
Or face. What is he? Because he didn't work. He didn't really work face either. So
it is whatever. I guess for the era that the fans cheered for him, for the era that they didn't cheer for him. All right. So I the one on the right, the fans are cheering for him. The one on the left, we'll put that to the beginning, Ministry of Darkness, all that good stuff. Joy.
I'll go with that, as if that's the baby face, because me, it's a goofy, corny character. It's not a real heel character. It wasn't like legit scary. It was corny. And for that reason, I don't really think of him as a great heel at all. He's a baby. To me, he's a baby face.
He wasn't.
It is what it is.
I'm gonna go with that. We got that as well because eventually everybody went behind and whatnot. Although I did love some of the Ministry of Darkness stuff as well. JD,
I'm gonna go with that just because American Badass.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with that as well too. I did not like it when he was supposed to be a heel. So
okay.
Just like Gunther said, some people are wrestlers and some people are showmen. Undertaker's a showman.
Awesome, good stuff, guys. Hey, and that was episode 1 of this or that. I hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed it, drop it in the comments, and we'll do I'll do another one later down the line with a new topic. And it seemed like a lot of folks we had a lot of folks who's on the fence. I'm like, dang, I didn't really think about. Okay, so that's what we kind of wanted to go with it. And the thing about it is, nobody knew what anybody's their choices were. So they didn't find out until it came on screen. So I like that they would put our panel on the spot here, and they had to react. So if you guys want more of that, drop it in the comments. Let us know. We appreciate it for everybody watching. Man up, do your thing.
All right, if y'all like what y'all saw, where you gotta go over to YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. When you hit subscribe, make sure you hit all notifications because we do more than these 1 hour shows. We do anything related to wrestling. That's why we call Bells and Belts and everything in between. We do shorts, we do unboxing, we do belt reviews, we do anything related to wrestling. Excuse me. Joey, what else can they do?
Stop paying for Brazzers and freaking subscribe on our YouTube channel and join our Facebook group. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all you out there spending your hard-earned money on crap when Bells and Belts is free of charge. So if you would join the Facebook group at Bells and Belts, you'd be in the know of everything that was going on. You can watch the show live there. And of course, like Man Up said, if you subscribe to YouTube, it's free. We're not even charging. Look how much you're paying. Look at your credit card statement. Fuck you, bye.
JD over at Champions Belt Club, man. Y'all just wrapped up something awesome over there, didn't y'all?
Yeah, man. We just wrapped up our NWA greatest heavyweight champion of all time, and Lou Thez won, which was awesome.
Yes, he did.
I mean, he's the originator, so it's nice to one of the original traveling champions. So that was pretty cool. We're about to start a new tournament, so if you want to join us and let us know who you think what our next category should be for our Friday Fantasy Poll, we're going to be holding a vote this Friday for, we're either going to cover the Impact World Championship, the Impact X Division Championship, the IWGP World Championship, Ring of Honor World Championship, the former ECW World Championship, or the former ECW World Television Championship. We're going to decide by your votes who are the top 12 wrestlers to hold those titles, and then we're going to throw them in a tournament and see who comes out on top. So join us.
Yeah, get over to Champions Belt Club and definitely vote on that.
What are we doing next week, guys? What's going on? I mean, is there anything to
I
talk
wonder
about?
what we're doing. It's the first of the month. It's the first of the month. We all got paid. That only means one thing. It's time for the monthly melee.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Next week.
Yeah, next week the monthly melee. And to answer a question I saw in the comments earlier, we're gonna get into detail about all the changes, all the surprise whatnot from this week. We're gonna cover it next week.
We're gonna talk about R-Truth for an hour.
Absolutely, dude. Hey, we're going to get to the damn anatomy of a damn jelly roll next week. Y'all make sure y'all here because y'all are not going to want to miss that. Hey, so for my tag team partners, JD, Man Up, and Joey, we will see you all here next week where we talking jelly rolls on the monthly melee here at Bells and Belts.